brothers, and I don't mean to harp on this, but this is true. And the reason why I have sympathy for women because they go through different hormone imbalances and stuff like that. They're carrying a little bit more than what we're carrying, and they have the ability to have babies. Right. You know, even if they have a miscarriage, they still throw their body out of whack. So, regardless if she didn't have a baby, the process of the body getting ready for a baby is still going to throw their body out of the system. Or out of regularity.
He said, "What's our excuse?"
And so, it's no reason for a man to be out of shape. If a man is out of shape, that is due to a lack of discipline. And that's just the bottom line.
So, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back. I am your host, Stefan. I'm joined today by my brother and resident co-host, Jabari Pride, and comedian extraordinaire, Kier Jr. Spates. Glad to have him back. Now, to guide us through today's conversation, we are blessed to have with us a man who has transformed not just his life, but countless others on their path to health and fitness. From celebrities to the average person, Chester Lacey has literally transformed the bodies and minds of thousands on their way to overall fitness. Welcome to Manhood Matters, where we have the experience and wisdom to tackle the challenges we face every day. Let's get to it. We're back. We're live. What's up, fellas?
What's going
on? We are here to talk about how not to die. So I think that's the name of this episode, right?
Yes, for sure.
You know, we could talk about a whole lot of things and talk about men's health and wellness. And really what I want to focus on in this particular episode is, you know, just being really well-rounded. These are things that plague us every single day. And
absolutely.
When I was talking to Chester yesterday on the phone, he said something that was really, really deep. I'm not even going to steal your thunder, brother. I'm going to let you say it. If you don't say it, I will.
Okay.
But we're going to talk about a whole lot of things today.
Ready.
Why don't you tell us about your credentials, your background, brother, and what inspired you to get into this business?
So, man, I'm gonna say this, man, and I'm going to be very transparent with this. Initially, how I got into fitness, I had experienced some tragedy in my life. And through that tragedy, I tell people a lot of times, tragedy can make you a champion because you can sometimes use that pain to push you into being a better person or becoming a better person. I've been married for over 22 years.
Congrats, bro.
I got 4 kids. And
just had an anniversary, right?
Definitely. Just had an anniversary yesterday, actually.
Oh, beautiful.
And, yeah, man. Old ball and chain. I still ain't figured it out if I was the ball or the chain, but we here.
I'm thinking you're both.
You look like a bowling ball.
Yes, indeed.
Man, it's muscle.
Yeah, man. So 22 years of marriage and, 4 kids. And my wife actually had 5 live births, but we lost one of our children. And she was 3 months old.
Oh, my God.
And now that was a hard time for me. Even talking about it could take me into that place. But I'm gonna control my emotions at this moment. But it was very hard for me dealing with that because it was a daughter, and anybody knows who's a man who have girls. You
I got 4 of them, bro.
You totally cleave to the girls.
Yeah.
I mean, as a boy, I have a son. He's my only son, but it's easier to deal with boys because I'm a man, but with the girls, it's like you just automatically fall into this love with them in such a way that is different from your son because you could be more affectionate towards her versus. On your son, you ain't kissing all over you. All over your son. You know what I mean? Right. So you just kind of fall into that place with them. And when that happened to me when she was about 3 months old, it totally changed me. And I needed to let out this anger and rage inside of me because I'm a true believer. I believe in the word. Ultimately, I believe in the principles and the principalities and God himself. But in that moment in time, I was confused because I was uncertain about why this was happening to me. And my brother went out to the military. When he came back, we had a conversation because he had to come back for the funeral or whatever. You know, I'm just asking my brother, like, because he's my voice of reason. I'm like, why this going on, man? And he's just like, with the straightest face ever, I see my best friend blow up in front of me.
Oh, wow.
So it was almost like, Chester, like, I connect with you, but at the same time, this is what we have to deal with.
This is what happens. This is the world.
Yeah. So, you know, months after that, we would talk. And when he had came back from basic training, he was a little bit more solid. Me and him did everything together. We were 9 months apart, you know, and I was thinking about that with my mom and dad. I said, damn.
I was just about to ask. Was he a delayed twin?
Right after.
Next day.
Yeah.
You know,
So
was conceived. My dad threw it right back in. God.
So someone's premature, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
9 months apart.
Yeah.
When he went out to the military and came back after he gained weight, and he's like, Chester, man, what the hell are you doing, man? I'm like, what? He's like, man, you looking sick. And I'm like, what you mean, man? He's like, your head is fucking big. Your neck is all skinny. Your shoulder, you look sick, man. I'm like, Chris, what the hell? I'm getting money. And so when he came back, it would be funny because they would be going to the gym. Like, Chris, you going to come to the gym with us, man? Hell no, man. I'm outside. I'm finna do this. Y'all can do that. I'll come and scoop y'all when y'all get done. But anyway, after a while, it kind of hit me because I noticed that the decisions that I was making weren't really good decisions. And at the end of the day, if I kept making those decisions, I was going to put myself in a situation. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I started kind of listening more to what he was saying in reference to, you need to do something in reference to you. Once I started, I was just doing calisthenics in my mother-in-law house. She was about to sell us the house at the time, and, you know, just trying to take that pain and push me somewhere else, and which it did. And I was able to conquer the calisthenics and stuff like that, and to the point where I would be conversating with my brother more. And I understand now at this age why my brother said what he said, because he was over there getting war ready, you see, and he's seeing all these men with different walks of life and getting war ready, and he looking at his own brother like, Chess, if a war broke out, they gonna have their way with you. Like, point blank, period.
Man.
You know, and when you think about it like that, that's the only, that I think that would be the only reason why he would say what he said to me so harshly. Like, bro, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
You looking sick out here.
Yeah.
Right.
And because you're not properly nourished. When you're in the hood, bro, your nutrition is oatmeal pies and Swiss cheese and just
McDonald's.
BS, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You may
Jumbo
eat
honey
once.
buns.
Yeah,
Church's
jumbo
chicken.
honey buns. I mean, rock sodas, man. I mean, you just
Poor skin.
yeah, pork skin, pig feet, bro. Like the corner store is everything. You know what I mean? When you're in the hood, so it's like once you start eating properly for your body type, that's when you're going to gain weight. But if you never do that, you're always going to be small framed because you're never eating enough. But anyway, so once I got the concept of, you know, doing the calisthenics, and then I started trying to get the concept of how to put size on, because I was small and I wanted to gain size, and my brother had gained size. So now it was a competition. Because like I said, we did everything together. So now we're going back and forth with that. And so I would be pegging him for information. He would give it to me, and then I would utilize it. And then, boom. After I conquered the at-home workouts, I said, I'm going to get me a personal trainer because I want to know as much as I can about this for myself so I could be my best self, you know. What I find is the only thing that you could truly do for yourself is taking care of yourself, fitness-wise, health-wise, you know, and most definitely, you know, intellectually feeding your mind. The only thing that's going to change your physical makeup and appearance is that. Yeah, you're going to grow your mind, but if you're not taking care of the body, if you're not putting in the proper things that go inside of the body, and if you're not working the body to the point where you are going to see these goals and changes, you just going to look like a cartoon character. I'm sorry. That's just the bottom line. It's nipple, belly button. I could draw you right now. It's no definition nowhere. I mean, it's nipple, belly. But but anyway. So
Yeah, when you look good, you feel good.
yeah, most definitely, man. And I agree with Deion Sanders. Look good, feel good, play good. And I say this to all my brothers, and I don't mean to harp on this, but this is true. I have sympathy for women, and the reason why I have sympathy for women because they go through different hormone imbalances and stuff like that. They're carrying a little bit more than what we're carrying, and they have the ability to have babies.
Right.
You know, even if they have a miscarriage, it still throw their body out of whack. So regardless if she didn't have a baby, the process of the body getting ready for a baby is still going to throw their body out of a system or whatever.
Yeah.
Or out of regularity.
He said, "What's our excuse?"
And so I say that to say it's no reason for a man to be out of shape. If a man is out of shape, that is due to a lack of discipline. And that's just the bottom line.
So what about men who basically talk about the fact that some of this stuff is genetic or they're predisposed to have this type of body or whatever it is? Is there any truth to that?
I feel like that's more of an excuse. I'm sitting next to a brother right here who been fighting for his whole life and still fight. Not one time that I mentioned to him anything in reference to fitness, working out, cooking, drinking, or whatever, did he ever say he could not do it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We as a people have to have the mental fortitude, as he stated in before, that we have to have the mental fortitude to push past our certain circumstances, like, or we're just going to keep making excuses. I tell people that all the time. When you make up in your mind that you want to get healthy, when you want to become fit, you have to understand when you introduce that into the universe, into the atmosphere, it's going to be all kind of hell, fire, and brimstone to come against it.
Come on,
All
man.
kind of situations going to come into play, especially on the day, your first day that you got to go work out. Oh, I got a flat tire. Oh, I woke up late. Oh, I'm not feeling well.
Can I tell you something?
Go ahead.
So help me with this. This is personal. I was going. One of the guys that you train, Santana, he trying to get me out of my funk because I was training, I was working out, and then I stopped. Then, he's got the whole gym rod set up at his house,
Oh,
right?
beautiful.
Right? And here's the crazy thing. I got a gym right here.
I seen that. And so you already know I'm on you anyway.
You just don't even go in that room, man.
Just told on
Every
himself.
piece of equipment in there is brand new.
Yeah.
Just got collecting dust. I'm not doing shit.
You don't
right?
even go in that room.
I passed by. We see what
Hang
my
some
wife.
shirts in there,
see
that's
what
all
my-
they do.
you see what my wife did? She turned it into like a plant nursery for now because and she might as well because it's just a wasted room, right?
Right.
So here's what's personal about what I'm going to say to you. Like, past 2-3 months, I'm not sure what it is, but mentally, I'm not there.
I know exactly
to
what it is.
where my brother Santana would be like, "Man, come work out with me." He'll call me, he'll hound me, and I'm not showing up. I started going, I was doing good for like 2 weeks, and then I just like dropped everything. Right now, I can't find
The motivation to get back.
motivation, the strength, the desire, even where I just don't care. So how do I get back? How? Because I can't be the only one dealing with this. And I heard you say something real quick
for sure.
a little while ago. You say it's the opposite. You say it's you work out so you look good and then you feel good. And I'm waiting to feel better so I can go back to the gym.
I would say first and foremost, take baby steps. I mean, just go in the gym and just walk on the treadmill because burning body fat gonna make you look better anyway. You don't have to do no high intensity workout. You don't have to do no strength training, but doing something is better than nothing. That's just a little bit of advice to you. But mainly what I would do, because what it sounds like you're suffering from is just low testosterone. The moment we get to the age of 35, our testosterone levels start declining rapidly. If you're not getting your testosterone levels checked, they're already in a tanker. If you look up symptoms for low testosterone, you have an excess amount of body fat, you're very lethargic, your libido could suffer. It's just a lot of different things.
So that's a whole other conversation
Yes.
that I want to go into because it declines and
Most
man, it's just what it is.
It's something that you cannot avoid. It's something that all men cannot avoid. It's like our body getting prepared for menopause. That's our menopause. Us having low testosterone.
At what age does that usually begin?
It starts happening at 35.
Okay, cool.
35, our levels start declining.
So what's your take on TRT then?
I love TRT. I do
So-
TRT. My brother does TRT.
so
A
tell-
lot of the people who I
what is
train,
TRT?
That I was gonna say, let's tell people
a
what
lot
that
of
is.
people who are trained, I recommend TRT. It's
What's-
testosterone replacement.
Oh, really?
That's what it is. You go to a place like Ageless Men or Body Symmetry or something like that, and they're going to test your levels, and they're going to give you exactly what you need to bring your body back to homeostasis. You got to understand, if the testosterone level is low, testosterone is what makes us men. That's what makes a dog a dog. You know what I mean? But if the testosterone level is low, the dog is going to go back in the house. He ain't going to want to fight outside. You know what I mean?
And so I have a point of clarification. I'll also maybe
Go ahead.
just help us clarify this. This is not to
It's not steroids. It's not to
No,
make you no. But here's my question, right? It's not to make you Superman and give you more than you need.
No.
It's just to bring your levels back to what they should be.
Absolutely. Everything is about keeping the body at homeostasis. That's what you got.
What does that mean?
Homeostasis meaning keeping the body at balance.
Gotcha.
My body being at full balance, meaning like no additional sugar, no additional waste product, no additional sodium. Because I'm drinking enough water that's hydrating my body, that's bringing my body to homeostasis, right? Mm-hmm. Not having all these artificial sugars, all these artificial sweeteners and stuff like that, keeping my body more alkaline, you see? And then also making sure I'm, doing my TRT, which is keeping my body and my mind and my muscles strong and keeping the fight in me to get up to do it every single day.
I know you didn't know shit about this. I didn't know. Did you know about this TRT business?
I didn't know nothing about that. Of course I know about it. So,
because you're a fighter.
Well, because I was an athlete.
Yeah.
Right. So
most athletes,
my first sport was track and field, right? So I ran track in high school, I ran track in college. When I graduated from college, I ran for the Team USA. I made the world team.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Thank you. The reason I stopped.
He dropped the baton, though.
Yeah, he tried,
I didn't drop the stick.
I know. I'm just fucking with you.
I didn't drop the stick.
But we know. We know it wasn't you.
So
Damn.
here's and I was gonna ask you this question. Here's the issue that people like me are gonna have a stigma against. Because when you're a professional athlete, right? There's a stigma against PEDs, performance enhancing drugs, right?
Absolutely.
So TRT, when it first came out, especially like big in the UFC,
Scared everybody.
everyone's like, people had dad bods and then they looked like they were superheroes and then they banned TRT, then they had dad bods again, right? So for me, when I was running track, it's like if you got caught, if you pissed hot, then you were banned for life.
Absolutely.
So like I was scared to take a Tylenol
I know exactly what you
or drink
mean.
too much coffee, right? Because your caffeine levels are too high, you get banned.
Yeah,
Really?
I know what you mean.
Yes.
Yeah, now,
Yes.
it was very
What?
serious. With
So-
athletes and then Olympic athletes, they go through these crazy like,
protocols.
things in order
They'll come wake
be
you up
able
at
to
6 o'clock in the morning to go piss in the cup.
What?
So I
Yes.
definitely understand where you're coming from.
So here's
Go
my
ahead.
question, right? So my question is, so someone like me, like I know that TRT could probably help me. I've never got my levels tested. I need to go to a doctor. That's a whole other podcast, right? So someone like myself I will never take TRT. Well, I shouldn't say never. I'm afraid to because of my past, right? What can I do, whether it's nutrition, whether it's I need to go to the gym, I know I need to go to the gym. Like what are things that I can do naturally to get to, because I'm tired all the time. I've got an 8-year-old, 6-year-old, and a 4-year-old. I just attribute it to that, but I'm 45, right?
Yeah.
So like what can I do without getting the extra help through pharmaceuticals to get me to homeostasis, right?
Well, quite honestly, and this is for each of you, you gotta have direction in your eating.
Yeah.
Because let me ask you this: how many times do you eat a day? Just tell me.
3 times a day. Probably, you can talk about snacks too.
I'm just talking a full meal.
Yeah, your ass
Probably
just
3.
be eating. You sound like you just
Too many
No.
That's a bad sign. I was a trainer.
We
That's a
can't
bad
say
sign.
probably 3.
I called it
I
out
need
for the
a
chest.
definite, on average, how many meals? No, probably, definite. You know for a fact.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and probably like another small meal before I go to bed.
So at least 3. We'll
Yeah.
say 3.
Yeah.
Junior?
2. That's it.
So, man, let me explain this to you. When you're not eating enough, right, you slow the metabolism down to the point where your body starts turning into a deep freezer. You know what a deep freezer does?
Throw meat.
That's exactly what it does. It stores.
Yeah.
So when you start walking around looking like Refrigerator Perry, you know why. All right? You have to speed up the metabolism. Water speeds up the metabolism. Everybody's always looking for a detox. All you need to do is drink the set amount of water for your body type within 7 days. And you can mark my words, within 7 days, you'll lose anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds. Just drinking a set amount of water for your body type.
Now, are you talking about, because like Stefan mentioned earlier, I used to be in MMA. In order to cut weight, I mean, I had teammates
Don't fight
drinking.
this nigga.
I had teammates drinking like,
I didn't know that.
when it was time to lose a lot of weight, they were drinking like 2 gallons of water a day.
And they probably was eating no carbs.
100%.
Because you got to think about it. The body is a container, right? If I remove the carbohydrates and I'm just drinking water and eating protein and veggies, protein and vegetables, it's no carbs to it. So it's really not. So it's no, watch this. It's no bread or no carbohydrates in the system to absorb the water. So that's why the water and everything come right out you. That's why it's so easy to lose weight when you eliminate your carbs.
Yeah.
But you can't stay in that deficit for a long time. Because if you stay in that deficit for a long time, meaning the body stays in the deficit where it's not getting enough carbs, you'll start gaining weight.
Is that ketosis?
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you not and the thing about it is you're not even eating the carbs. You're like, man, I done stop eating carbs.
We're not supposed to have
I'm gaining weight.
So we're not supposed to have a diet where there's no carbs in it.
No.
Why they keep saying cut the carbs?
That's the keto. Well, because there's so many fads, man.
Yeah, that's
It's like,
because that's a trick. You can actually have carbs and lose weight.
So I want to go back to one thing, right? Here's one we haven't addressed yet. He said it 3 times. We haven't really touched on it. He said your body type. So what's the first thing we need to do to even find out what kind of body type? Because my problem is not losing weight. My problem is even putting on a pound, right? Because look at me.
And see,
right?
that's exactly what I'm saying. You got to do the research that's behind the skin. Even if you went to Ageless Men, they'll have alternatives for you. They don't necessarily have to put you on TRT. They can recommend something else to you. But at the end of the day, you got to know what's going on. You'll know what your blood type is too. A lot of times eating for your blood type is more of a benefit to you. You're going to feel better from doing that. Like I'm O blood type, so I'm supposed to have a lot of beef, red meat, stuff like that.
You're that dude that's good for everybody.
Yeah. They always calling me to give blood, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I do give a lot of blood. And every time I give blood, they say I help 3 people.
Oh, wow.
Sickle cell people,
Right,
for sure.
absolutely they do.
Yeah, so I always give blood. And they be like, oh, Chester, we're giving you a gift card. I said, ma'am, I ain't got the gift card yet, but I ain't worried about it. You know, I'm just giving because I feel like it's the right thing to do. And plus, because I compete and stuff like that, you know, I have to do dumps every now and then.
So then how do people find out, like, what's their body type? How do you even go about that? Is it research on the internet? Do I need to go to a place like a clinic like what you mentioned?
No, we got a primary care physician. Your primary care physician can tell you what your blood type is.
You know what's funny? I ain't got one.
Yeah.
Me
That's
too.
how much I don't go to the doctor.
Me too.
Well, it's certain things you got to do. As you get older, you just want to know this information.
Yeah.
Like when you go to the doctor that initial time, you're not going to have to go back to the doctor over and over and over. I'm not one of those people who stay in the doctor's office, but you need to know this information.
Right.
What is my blood type? Where are my levels at? Those are 2 things you need to know every year. You know what I mean? Because it's going to help you for the next
Don't
year.
we get that from the physical?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do.
Right.
You do.
Yeah.
And you can request certain things from your primary care physician. You can actually request from your primary care physician for them to do a blood panel on you.
A blood what?
A blood panel.
Panel, gotcha.
And what that blood panel will do is it'll tell you based off your blood type what you're allergic to or what could be causing inflammation to your body.
So back to, and I think you brought it up earlier, and I don't know if it was answered, Stefan. People that say, well, I'm genetically predisposed to just, I'm fat. Mom's fat, dad's fat.
Because you're hungry all the time.
Grandfather's fat. Like, I'll never look like a superhero. It's
Because
just
you're
not for
greedy.
me.
That's why. Wallace.
And to those people, I say this, man. I say this, and I'm so serious about that, about this right here. Stop making excuses. It's so many stories of people who lost 100 pounds, lost 200 pounds, because they had the mental fortitude to do it. See, this is the one thing about it. You enjoy being that size. That's why you're that size.
Right.
And when people tell you or ask you about it, your only answer is to give that. Oh, I'm genetically inclined, man. I guess I'm just going to be fat my whole life. No, that's not true.
Big boned.
Yeah.
But I will say that there are people, because I had a teammate. So when I was in college, I had a teammate who we were side by side. Like when I was in college, I think we get our body fat tested every year. I think it was like 3.8, right? And he just always had a little extra on his stomach. But I mean, he was in shape. He was running 400-meter dashes faster than anyone in this room, right? But some people, they don't look like they're in shape, but they're in tremendous physical shape. Right?
He probably ate like shit in the off season and had that trans fat. That's what it is. Certain fat won't move. Okay. You see what I'm saying? And when you eat like shit, some of that fat just ain't gonna go nowhere.
But then,
you know what I mean?
Me, like I'm telling myself, when I was in high school and I was in college, I would literally show up to practice late with McDonald's in my hand because I was broke, so I could afford. I would take a couple bites. I would rest it on the side of the track. I would run while I was chewing and swallowing the food, beat everybody, pick it back up, eat some more food, and then do it again.
And have an 8-pack while you're doing it.
And I had and I think I got down like 3.2 with the pinchers on the body fat, right? But then my friend, who wasn't eating as terrible as I was, looked like an average guy.
He didn't have the same genetics as you.
So then
everybody has a different body type too. You got like ectomorph, endomorph, like it's so much when it comes to bodies and types and stuff like that, and then genetics.
So then is it fair to say that there are some people, no matter what they do, they are genetically predisposed? They'll never look like a superhero.
No, I wouldn't say that. It's just they will have to be more disciplined. It's just like you have to find out what you're doing that is impeding you from losing the body fat, from changing the tone and shape of your body. A lot of times people are not getting enough protein in their diet. You got to think about if the container is filled up with fat, what is it going to look like?
Fat.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest with you. Most people who run track eat like
shit.
Right.
Thank you. Because they feel like they're running all day. We can eat two double cheeseburgers. Yep. We can eat a big old large fry, and we can have a shake, bro, because we got to run all day tomorrow.
And we still look good.
That was my excuse. I wasn't even a track star.
Yeah.
That was my excuse playing soccer.
And it's all that artificial sugar you putting on your body over the years. You already had, your mama got a fat body, your daddy got a fat body. You're a little bit better, but you still got the same genetics.
Right. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I start eating like my mom and dad, I'm just a slimmer fat body. That's it.
Let me ask you something, man. Do you know, this is an appropriate question for you, man.
Go ahead.
How do you feel about my 600-pound life? Do you get mad when you watch that show?
Well, when I see that,
Man, it's so crazy.
I see danger. And the reason why I see that when I say that is because if you 600 pounds and you lose 100 pounds in 30 days, you know what you have? A lot of ball meat.
What you mean?
What does that mean?
Look down at your balls and you see how wrinkly that meat is. It's all over your body.
Oh, man.
Because you lost so much weight to the point where the body didn't have enough time to catch up.
Yeah.
So you lose elasticity in the skin.
Oh, that's why the skin be loose like that.
Like ball meat.
Yeah, I got it now.
Nothing but ball meat all over your body.
That's crazy as hell.
You got to wrap your shit all up.
I watched the show. I was like, I don't know how they gonna tighten this skin up. But they put like they foot they back like a hoe.
Boy, yeah.
Tighten it to it. That's crazy, man.
It's almost like they can tie that shit in a knot.
Yeah.
I don't want that. Keep me off of 600 pound life. Let me lose it slow. Most people, when you're losing weight, it should take you, especially when we talk about over 100 pounds, a year. See, us as a society, we want this fast, let me hurry up and get here process. You looking at the scale every day? No. You don't need to be looking at that scale. Gauge yourself day by day. Because if you win the day, you're going to win the week. You win the week, you're going to win the month. You win the month, you're going to win the year. Wow. Just the bottom line. Stop thinking about week to week. Think about winning the day. I ate 4 meals today. I went for a walk with the wife. We lifted for about 20 minutes. I did some push-ups or whatever. Boom. Been drinking water all day. Ain't had nothing sweet. I ain't break down today. I won.
Yeah.
I won.
Just get through the day.
And win the next day.
Do the same thing.
Yeah.
The underlying theme that I keep hearing, but you haven't said it yet, it sounds like the most important thing when it comes to just being better overall, healthy and physically, is mentally. Because if you're not there, if you don't have the right mental state, then you're not going to get there.
Absolutely. Because see, the one thing about it, motivation is going to leave. It's going to leave. Just like you was a track star. You know how hard it was to get up and go to practice when you did not feel like it.
Yeah, I didn't have a choice.
Running them 100s back to back to back when you did not feel like it. You know what it's like when you play football in high school, even dealing with a 5 to 6 pain, you still run and joke or slap over. When you were going against all the odds when they said you couldn't. You didn't feel like doing it every time.
No, man.
But you did it.
You know the crazy part about this, man? It's like, I guess it makes more sense. Like, when talent means talent, like you saying, like, right, they got to hit the motivation, right? What's the difference between one of the great linebackers and an average linebacker is the work.
Yes, sir.
It's like the Hall of Famer versus just somebody who played 8 years, you know?
Yeah.
The work. And that's what working out is like, man. It, like, when you have how do you know if you have a good trainer now? What's the sign for a good trainer, man?
Oh, man, this is the perfect question. I'm glad you asked. First and foremost.
And finish that with fat trainers.
Yes. So, first and foremost, I want to say this, and I'm glad you asked me that, Junior. It puts a smile on my face because a lot of times, I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of people just connect with people. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is my trainer. Oh, girl, I need a trainer too. Shoot, I'm coming over there with you. Have you asked the man what his certification was?
Right.
Do you know where he got his certification from? How many years has he been training? And has he ever dealt with someone like you? Have you seen him get success from someone like you? Or you just connecting with him because your friend said that? See, these are the type of questions you need to be asking your trainer. First and foremost, when you see a trainer, you should not have to guess if he is one.
You know what? Listen.
If you
crazy,
have
man.
to guess,
No, that's so crazy. It's true though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I don't need my trainer looking like me. No. And you gonna tell me you training me talking about give me 50 push-ups.
Man.
You give me 50.
you give me 50.
What the hell is you?
Yeah.
You get down here with me.
Yeah, your hips wider than mine,
Man.
Tell me, hey man, I know exactly what you need to do, man.
Yeah, man,
You don't, it ain't working on you.
What the hell is you talking about?
I mean, and I say that because you got to be to the point where, like, man, I'm sick of this shit. You taking off your clothes, you turn to the side, stomach covering you. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, man, that happens, man. Stomach
You
got
know.
in there first. I'm still coming in. I still see myself coming in. The mirror ain't lying to me. What the?
Let me introduce my
You have
stomach
not
first.
put a pectoral in the mirror yet. Oh, golly, man. Go ahead, man.
Man.
Oh, that reminds me
Junior,
of
you funny. But
something
yeah,
that
so-
I heard you say, Junior, when we're talking about what it takes to be great.
Oh, yeah, man. Being great first starts here. It starts in your mind first.
Yes.
You have to have the thought, I believe I'm great.
Yes.
Thoughts become things. I think I'm great. Like they said, like Muhammad Ali told you, he said, I was the greatest before I even knew I was. I ain't never had the belt yet. I was already the greatest.
And to be honest with you, that's exactly how I felt as a trainer. I always have felt I am one of the best trainers to ever do it. If you go on my page, that's what you're going to see. One of the best to ever do it. Because I know when you get me, you getting something good.
Right.
Because I care about the person. And I want to see you get the results. I'm NASM certified. National Academy of Sports and Medicine. I've been certified for over 10 years. I done changed many lives. I have many testimonies. This is a passion of mine. I only purposely like to deal with people who are serious. All them games ain't gonna get us nowhere. I can't market you and you can't market me. Don't tell them you working out with me eating chicken wings. No, you not.
Right.
Yeah, she working out with me, but she can't eat right. That's why her stomach looking big. And cause I don't hold my tongue. I'm gonna tell you just like it is. Women to men. And that's just the bottom line. So to know me is to love me. But I will get you the result, but you have to want it for yourself. I cannot make not one person eat the food. I could work you out as hard as I can, but I am not the magic wand. You must do the work yourself. We have to constantly be working on bettering ourselves, and you can always better your best.
And I'm going to steal your line, Junior. It was meticulously doing the little things every day.
It's like my job. You know, I've told the joke over and over and over and over so many times that I find new places to put new things on the joke. Like I've talked, boy, let me tell you something, man. Now, I know we on the podcast, but I've talked about fat people before.
Yeah.
One of my favorite jokes.
Well, that's actually the point of this podcast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm telling you what I did,
But go ahead,
though.
let me hear it.
Because I was telling about, like this girl, right? Man, I'm tell you what happened, man. So my partner's like, man, this girl, she sell dope. We need some dope. We ain't got no dope. I'll never forget her name was Erica. She a dope dealer. Big chick, though. And my friends like, hey, man, go to the corner store, man. You won't have to do this. Like, you gonna have to take one for the team. I drank 2 40s and drove to her house because she was waiting on me. And when she came to the door, though, she had on Theodore, right? Nah, it used to be a teddy, but she just stretched the shit out. She didn't pull the whole name out. It had a whole,
I was just about to ask, what the hell's a Theodore?
it had holes in it. She just filled it with fat. And so we go in there, right? And I'm doing this for some weed, right? And she's sitting there, dog, but she looking at me. But she kept breathing, and her breathing. She was breathing. I said, I was like, what the hell is this? Yeah. What is that? Something in the back of your throat. You know that. Something's back there. What is that? Ho-ho? Ding dong. Chico sticks. Lemon head. Oxtails. What is that? White bean. Kidney beans. It's something back there. I'm talking about, it's something back there. What is that noise? It was irritating.
I know that part. I can't even get in my groove.
Doug, I couldn't even. Man, I had I had slept this girl for some bag of weed, man. Here's the crazy part about it, Stephon. I get back with the weed. All my partners, they roll up the joint. They fired up. They looked at me and they said, I would have did the shit. Ain't no goddamn way in the world I did it.
St. Ives.
St. Ives had me do it.
Man, I had to be out of my mind to do this, man.
Speaking of fat, for the opposite type, I feel like there's a formula, and I've heard trainers say this before: eat less shit and move your body.
Calories in, calories out.
Yeah, but obviously there's a science to it. There's a lot more to it. Mm-hmm. What about the opposite type of person, where that person is like, it's hard for them to gain weight, like me, for example. For men, I'm guessing that you probably see both. So what's the challenge for that? How do you help those guys out?
For most men who trying to gain weight, majority of the time they don't eat enough. Just like you already told me, you only eat once a day, maybe. Since I've been here, I probably not ate. I ate on the way. I ate before I left the house, and I ate just a few minutes ago. So I already had 3 meals already. And I'm going to eat another meal before I leave. That'll be 4. And then when I get home, I'll have 2 more meals. So with me constantly feeding my system, I'm definitely going to be stronger, more agile, and have more endurance than someone who doesn't. You also got to think about this, man. You're a protector. The word of God says be a protector and a provider. What does he say first? Protection doesn't always mean a weapon, but my body could be formed as what? So me being physically fit could be a form of protection for who? My family.
Family, yeah.
Because they're going to look at me and say, oh, Lord, that nigga there got
I did say that. I said the exact same.
You're not even going to test that person.
He ain't fucking with buddy. I just came off a show. I'm probably like 205 right now. I can get to 215, 220. But at the same time, it's not going to be bad weight. It's going to be good weight because of the way that I'm doing it.
And the type you can maintain, too.
Absolutely.
It's not the type that disappears the second you stop eating. It sounds really challenging to have that many meals. I guess, are you talking full meals or just enough?
We eating meals. We not eating no just, I just had
in my head, when I hear meal, I think I got to get full. So that's not what you mean.
So the thing about it is, right, when you properly are eating, you know what I'm saying? You eating properly, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to do this with Junior. He's going to be my first example because I'm going to start working with him probably sooner than I start with you guys. But at any event, once I start introducing to him what he should be eating daily, right, immediately his body type is going to change. It's a study that has been proven if you eat the same thing for 6 to 9 months, it totally changes the dynamic of the body. So if the body was more of a fatty body for years, eating the same thing for 6 to 9 months is going to change that fatter looking body to a more toned looking body because it's getting the proper nutrition. The reason why you're not going to get full is because only time you get full is by having too many carbs in one setting. That's when you're full. It's not the protein.
It's the bread.
Yeah. So if I'm having 300-400 carbs in the one setting, when I get up from that table, I'm full. Well, we ate good today.
Yeah.
But you had macaroni and cheese. You had stuffing.
Yes.
You had biscuits.
Yeah.
You had cornbread with it.
Love it.
You might have smothered pork chop.
It's all going away, Junior.
You might have
it's
had,
all going away.
But I'm saying, but by the time you get up, you're completely full. And you know what's going to happen? More than likely, people who eat meals like that will not eat for the rest of the day. That's that one meal for the day. So once you start eating the set amount for your body, what's going to happen is you're going to have smaller portions. You're going to weigh your food. You can tell when you see somebody if they're getting enough protein or not because the body looks different. You can tell when they eat more fat and when they're not drinking enough water too. When you're hydrated in your body, for one, you're going to see veins in your arms immediately.
When you hydrate.
Yeah, because you're hydrated.
Yeah.
So you're going to see veins. Mainly, man, what it is just having direction with your food. That's one of the most important pieces of it all. Like I tell people all the time, going to the gym is cute. Yeah, it's cool, but all right, so I'm not going to say it means nothing because you're still strengthening your body and you're still doing something versus a person having a sedentary lifestyle. So you are doing something in benefit to your body, which is helping your body, but in order for you to see change. That's what I mean. Yeah. In order for you to really see change, in order for you to really see tone, in order for you to see more muscle, and in order for you to see more striations, you got to eat right.
So break down your approach to balancing that physical fitness, nutrition, and mental health.
Okay, so first and foremost, I would put mental health at the top. in anything that we do, we have to have our mental together first. When you're stressed, your cholesterol levels are up, and it'll impede you from losing weight. So you could be doing all the right things, even eating the right things, and even working out the right way, and still no change because of your stress levels. I'm not saying you got to believe in God or whatever it is. You have to have something to believe in.
Find that true north.
Yes. Find what you can connect with that is going to make you a better person. You should always be trying to better your best. Secondly, I would say nutrition. We have to hydrate our bodies because that's what keeps off our body additional sodium, additional waste product, and additional sugar, which would be fat. All right, so the way I'm going to break this down is when it comes to water, when I'm hydrating my body, I rid my body of any additional sodium, waste product, and sugar. If I do not hydrate my body, I store it daily. Meaning if I didn't hydrate my body yesterday, which it takes 24 hours to hydrate the body, so the water that I'm drinking for today is essentially for tomorrow.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's why when you think about it, sometimes you be like, I've been drinking water all day. Goddamn, I ain't sweated shit.
Right.
It's being stored.
Because you ain't drink no water the day before. You had 1 cup the day before. Yeah, you killing it today. And so tomorrow you'll sweat better. But today, you ain't sweating because yesterday you drank half a cup.
Right.
Take 24 hours to hydrate the body. So when you think about it, when you don't drink enough, you store. So what happens to the waste product for us and for women, it sits on our lower intestines. So when you're not hydrating your body, most people who don't hydrate their body, they're going to have some form of pudge right here. It's going to be on that lower intestines. And when you think about it, the longer it sits in our lower intestines, it's just like the food in the refrigerator that's been in there for 3 weeks. If the food in the refrigerator has been in there for 3 weeks and it has not been removed, when you open up that lid, what does it look like?
Oof.
That's what it looks like inside of you.
Damn.
And because our body is an incubator, it looks worse. The longer it sits on my lower intestine, what else does it do? Give off toxins.
That's why he stank.
Yeah, and every time you fart, you clear the room.
Right there. That's why
Every time you fart, you clear the room. And as it continues
him.
to sit on that lower intestines, it starts moving towards that colon. And year after year, month after month,
him.
day after day, you're going to go to the doctor and they're going to tell you something that you do not want to hear.
That's Charles. Yes.
That's colon cancer.
It's my cousin. Yes.
That's colon cancer, and all it has to do with is poor hydration. So not only do you have colon cancer because you're not hydrated, but you either going to have sugar diabetes or high blood pressure.
He got all them. Yep.
It's not, and then one thing about Western medicine, it's never meant to heal. It's only meant to pacify.
Get you to tomorrow.
So we can keep you on it. And we can keep drawing from you, and we can keep pulling from you to the point where most people go bankrupt when they retire, trying to stay alive from medication and doctor visits. They just said, here, take this blood pressure medicine. You know what he said? Oh, man, the game coming on this weekend, man. Baby, go and order them hot wings. Right. You eating hot wings and shit because your symptoms have been pacified, so you feel like you're regular.
Yeah.
I'm just ask you one thing, Chester. You just stay out of my kitchen, okay?
Okay.
Care about the damn hot wings. I love hot wings.
Oh man, he will be in your kitchen.
Man.
So speaking of that, every trainer that I've ever heard and every regimen always talks about a cheat day, a cheat period, or whatever it is. Are you of the school of thought that no, we need to be disciplined for those 6 to 9 months to make sure that we get the body right? Or are you okay with that cheat day? Or does that totally derail everything we've been working on? I work all week. I worked out right. I've eaten the right things.
Those are the type of people I don't like.
Yep.
So I can't have a cheat day?
Nope.
The reason being, you got to think about this. You've been cheating your whole life. Before you got to me, you've been cheating.
Damn.
Damn, you asking me for a cheat meal already? How old are you?
Man.
You're 46 years old. You've been cheating for 46 years. Now you want to get serious.
Man, what a great conversation. Unfortunately, we have reached our time here with Chester. Be sure to subscribe to the show, hit that notification bell so that you can be the first one to know when the next episode, the follow-up to this episode, comes out next week, Monday. Be sure to follow our journey on all social media outlets at Manhood Matters Podcast. Of course, if you want to follow Chester, go to the show notes for his Instagram and all his social media handles. And above all else, take care of your mind, body, and soul. We love you. We'll see you next week.